If hard work actually worked, you wouldn't be watching this video. And before you get defensive, let me be very clear. This is not a motivational talk. This is a diagnosis. Because the people who get stuck the longest are usually not lazy, not stupid, and not unmotivated. They are smart, they work hard, but they still lose. Today I'll explain exactly why that happens and what actually fixes it. Let me describe a very specific type of person. You work hard and you do what's expected. You show up on time, you deliver, you are reliable. You feel underpaid or underutilized. You know you bring more value than your paycheck reflects. You don't see a clear next step, no obvious promotion, no logical path forward. You feel stuck despite your experience. Years are passing, but your leverage is not increasing. And you're tired of hearing, just be patient, because patience without strategy is just slow failure. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, good. This means we are talking about the right problem. Here's the lie almost all of us were taught. Hard work guarantees success. It doesn't. It guarantees more work. Loyalty will be rewarded, where in reality, loyalty often caps your leverage. Promotions are logical. They are not. They are political, contextual, and scarce. Time equals progress. Time only equals aging, no advancement, no guarantee. Effort equals value. No, impact equals value. This lie works great for systems, but works terribly for individuals. Here is the uncomfortable part. The harder you work in the wrong role, the more replaceable you become. You become the person who just gets things done. You specialize too narrowly. Your skills only work in one environment, in one team or in one tool. You lose visibility. Busy people don't get promoted. Visible people do. You stop learning leverage skills. You just execute tasks instead of shaping outcomes. And worst of all, you train others to depend on you, staying exactly where you are. Hard work without leverage is a career trap. Let's get precise. People don't get stuck because they lack motivation. They get stuck because they lack leverage. They have no transferable skills. What they do only works in their current job. They have no decision authority. They execute decisions made by others. They have no cross-team exposure. They don't see the system, only the corner of the system. They lack business context. They don't understand how, money, risk, and priorities connect. And they don't own outcomes, only tasks. This combination is deadly for career growth. Everything we've talked about so far collapses into one simple model. I call this career trap triangle. It is low visibility. No one outside your immediate manager knows your value. Low leverage. You influence tasks, not decisions. And high replaceability. If you leave, someone else can just step in within weeks. As long as you are inside this triangle, working hard only pushes you deeper. Now, the important shift. People who escape this trap don't do it by luck. They follow clear pattern. They work across teams. They sit between silos instead of inside one. They translate between business and tech. They basically speak both languages, even though sometimes imperfectly. They coordinate decisions. They don't just execute, they align. They manage risk and priorities. They help leaders avoid costly mistakes. And they own delivery outcomes. Success or failure becomes visible and credited. This pattern creates the leverage you need. This pattern shows up in multiple roles. One of the clearest examples is IT project management. Not just simple task tracking, but outcome ownership. It also appears in program management and delivery roles, especially in transformation initiatives, where systems, people, and money collide. These roles exist because complexity needs coordination. And let's be frank, complexity isn't going away. In fact, it's increasing. Everything is getting very complicated these days. So let's talk about the future, briefly and also realistically. So automation increases coordination needs. Someone still has to align humans and systems. AI is replacing tasks, but not ownership. It doesn't take responsibility when things fail. Business needs translators, between tech, finance, operations, and leadership. Risk is growing, not shrinking. All the different regulations, security, dependencies are exploding. And execution quality is rare. That's why it gets very well paid. Let me be very clear here, because hype destroys trust. This is not a shortcut, what I'm explaining here. It's a strategic shift. It's not instant money, but it compounds. It's not coding heavy. You manage complexity, you don't write the actual code. It's also not for geniuses. It's for people who can think clearly under pressure. And it's also not risk-free. But let's be frank. Staying stuck is biggest risk of all. At this point, the question isn't, is this role good? The real question is, does it fit for me? Does it fit for you? You need to understand if this path fits your background. You need to see the real requirements, not some LinkedIn's fluff. You need to avoid mistakes that waste years, and you need clear transition path. And that's exactly why I run free training. I run free, no hype training where I break all of this down step by step. No motivation talk, no fake success stories, just clarity. If you want to understand whatever this path fits you, what skills actually matter, and how people transition without burning everything down, register using the link below. Even if you decide it's not for you, you will finally understand why you are stuck and what needs to change. So, if you found this video valuable and want to learn more about IT project management, I strongly recommend you to register for my free training. Click the link in the description, grab your seat, and join the free training. See you inside.